Okay, well, this short video is a brief introduction to the little book of debt control, which you may have been looking at on eBay, and you may actually buy one. And what I'm going to do is go through one method of using it, which is the subtraction method, which tends to be the best one, I think, because with that method you generally accumulate money in your bank account, and you'll always have a bit of spare cash to spend in case of emergencies. So this tends to be the best one to use. When you open the book, you'll see at the top of the page there we have a thing called the start figure at the top here. In this case it's £241.35. So the first thing we need to do before we start using the book is to actually work out that figure. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Let's look at our income. And on this example I'm just showing two sources of income. One is your take-home pay every month, and the second one here is a pension of £300. Now you may have different incomes. You may have benefits coming in. You may have various other, maybe one or two other pensions. Whatever they all come up to, as long as they are regular amounts, enter that total there. In this case I've used 2,100 as the total for these two incomes. Then you need to jot down your outgoings. And if you have a look here, you'll see that I've listed the key outgoings. We've got the rent and mortgage of £650, which is about average. Council tax around about £100. Electricity and gas standing order, direct debit rather, for £90. I've also accounted for some bank charges. If you're being charged for using your bank account, you need to make a note of that charge here. Then you need to fix a payment to your credit cards. I've only shown one credit card here, but you may have a number which you need to jot down. And remember, that amount should be fixed. One here for phone, and I've also included an overdraft payment. Now that's very important, because if you do have an overdraft and you want to get rid of it, you need to allocate an amount every month towards that overdraft. And because direct debits are not normally used to pay off overdrafts, you need to account for it in this column. And if you do this, your overdraft will automatically reduce each month, and hopefully in the end you'll end up with nothing as an overdraft. Right, so once you've got those two figures, you can then take away the big figure, 2,100 is your large figure, take away your smaller figure, and you get, in this case, £1,045. Now we need to work out what the weekly amount is, because this is a monthly figure. So we divide the difference here, divide £1,045 by 4.33. Now why it's 4.33 is because if you work out how many weeks are in a month over a year, it's not 4 weeks, it's actually 4.33, so you get a much more accurate figure here. So your weekly amount that you have to spend on anything you want, really, including food, is £241.33. Now if you want, you can include food in this column, but to be honest, I found it better not to include food here, because food, the amount we spend on food, can vary from week to week, and it's something that you can actually increase or decrease at will. So I prefer to take out food items from my weekly spend. So this figure here, 241.33, is written in the top start figure of the column. You need to choose a day each week. It can be any day that you start, but make sure you use the same day every week. So I choose a Monday. Doesn't matter what month it is. So I've said Monday the 5th of the month. I went to Greg's, spent £2.50. Next day I went on eBay, spent £27.80. You take that away amount, take the £2.50 away, you get £238.89. You take the £27.80 away, you get £211.08, and so on. If you get cash out of a machine, you need to make sure you make a note of that as well, because cash can be used to spend on other items, and what you actually spend that cash on, you don't need to put that in the book because you've already accounted for it in this amount here. Whenever you use a contactless card, it's very important that you keep track somehow of what you're spending on that card. If you're not keeping track of what you're spending on the card, you will end up with an erroneous figure at the end of the week. You need to be pretty ruthless about keeping track of that card. You either need to get receipts, or you need to check your bank every day and write down in the book what you've actually spent. I've actually shown a gambling item here, but in fact I don't recommend gambling because it can eat away at your cash. So at the end of the week I've got £56.93 left. So the next week we turn over. So you start each week on a fresh page. £241.33 is your start figure, so that goes into the top. In this case I haven't spent anything, I've brought forward £56.93, so I add that, and add that to the start figure, so I've now got £298.26 to spend this week. And you keep doing that week after week. Now, it's very important with this system that you really use the amount in the book as how much you've got to spend. You should start to ignore your bank balance on a day-to-day basis, because the bank balance will always be higher than this figure. But just because it's higher than this figure doesn't mean you've got that money to spend. You've already allocated that money for spending on these items here. And because you've got an overdraft payment going in, and because you've got bank charges going in, your overall balance should start to go up, thereby reducing further bank charges and speeding up your overdraft payment in the background. Well, I hope that's been of use. If you want a free spreadsheet that supports the book, go to Collectric. .co.uk/downloads. And what the spreadsheet does, it emulates the book and takes all the figures away for you, and helps you also to work out on another tab, helps you to work out the actual start figure. Thanks very much. Bye.